Hi, hi.
Hello.
Morning, everyone.
How are you, Ananda? Good?
Great.
Yeah, thank you.
How are you? Long
I'm
time no see.
good. How's the weather at Selio?
Yeah, currently raining. It's raining.
Yeah, we are living in same city.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's join. Hi,
Hello everyone.
Ananda.
Hello.
Hi.
How are
Uh,
you? Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you
And
so much
we have
for
Nasima.
arranging this.
Sorry?
I'm saying thank you so much for arranging this
Okay,
session.
thank you. Thank you. Nasima is there.
Hi
Hello,
everyone.
Nasima. How are you?
Hello.
Good.
How are you?
Thank you
I'm
for
great.
joining.
Thank you so much.
Uh, Fatima. Yeah. Ananda is there. And yeah. How's going everything?
It's good. It's cloudy here in Liverpool, as
Yeah,
always.
yes,
Yeah.
always. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about Nottingham, Hamza?
It's same. It's cloudy again. I mean, I was so happy yesterday. It was sunny,
Yeah,
and I had all this motivation that I'll,
yeah.
conquer the world and do tick all of the checklist of mine. But
Yeah,
again, it's cloudy, and I don't know. Whenever it is cloudy, I also heard you guys discussing about this in your last session. I mean,
yeah,
whenever it's cloudy, it gets depressing here in the UK.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, winters are always blue. So
Yeah, and I
you
mean, maybe
just,
we're so used to for the sun that we're not very used to with cloudy weather or rainy weather all the time.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
we
all the
need
time.
it's sunny to be productive. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Fatima has not joined yet. Can you guys drop a message in group so that I can let me accept invitations? Yeah. So how's your experience so far, Ananda, with the Chevening?
I think the connection is the best that I can get from Chevenings, right? Like
Yeah,
we don't have to really try to connect with people around the world. We just connect with people around the world from the beginning, right? Just
yeah,
like you, just like us today.
yeah.
It's the most important thing for me, for being a Cheveners.
Great.
Yeah. Do you
How's your
guys
experience?
usually connect
Yeah.
to each other in Nottingham or in other country? Nasima, I forget where do you come from? Where's
I
yours?
come from Algeria.
Algeria.
Sorry,
Yeah.
your study, your university.
My
Liverpool.
university is University of Liverpool. I'm
Yeah.
studying
Oh yeah,
entrepreneurship
Liverpool. Oh,
innovation.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys connect to each other in
Yeah.
university?
So no, I don't think so. No, so far, no. But Birmingham and Liverpool are close.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I have never been. To Birmingham.
yeah.
I'm so busy with my assignments.
Yeah, that's
They
lots
are
of
killing
stuff.
us with assignments.
Yeah, you're right.
Maybe that's because of 1 year, right? So
Yeah, that's
it's
yeah,
very tight.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me call Fatima. Yeah, then think she's not here. Yeah. Mm. We have 11 participants so far. What you say? Should we start or should we wait for a couple of more minutes?
I think we should wait for it's 10:01, so we should wait until 6 or 7 or even
Yeah,
10. Yeah.
yeah,
And I'm also sending the link to groups that I think
yeah,
they might be interested.
yeah. Thank you. So Hamza, what is the best thing in Nottingham?
The best thing in Nottingham, the Robin Hood statue. So actually, the story is that Robin Hood was from Nottingham.
Yeah,
So if you go to the Nottingham Castle, there's a big statue of the Robin Hood right in front of it.
yeah. Another
And
thing
that
like ibuprofen is invented in like brufen
was
is
in
invented in
yeah,
Nottingham. Yeah,
Nottingham.
I
yeah.
I mean,
didn't
you
know.
know
You
more.
are the
You
scientist.
yeah, you know more about Nottingham than me.
Yeah, yeah,
There used to be a lace market as well in Nottingham. Even now, it's called a lace market, but
yeah.
there were some factories for heirloom and laces here in Nottingham as well. And was once it was really
Right,
famous for it.
right, right.
What about Birmingham?
Birmingham is not famous for anything, but it's the second largest city of UK
Okay,
and has a mixed culture. So no, any culture is dominant in Birmingham. It contains
yeah,
Asians, Africans, UK people, and yeah. So there is
that's
a
nice.
diversity in culture.
I mean, there must be really good food
Yeah,
all
yeah,
around in Birmingham.
yeah, yeah. There
Yeah.
are the different specified areas for the different cultures. Like if you want to explore the Asian foods, then you should go to the Limrock. Like this is much more looks like Pakistani and Indian foods are available there. Yeah,
Yeah. And whenever I visit you in Birmingham, I will
yeah,
go together, have breakfast in that
yeah.
area.
Sure,
Halwa puri.
sure, sure, sure. You are
I've
more
been
than
missing
welcome.
halwa puri for so long. I haven't had halwa puri since I've been here,
Oh,
and I
great.
think I need
You must
it.
you must visit.
Yeah.
It's like 2 hours away from Birmingham, I guess.
Less than two. I think the bus takes around 2 hours. Otherwise, if you drive directly to Birmingham, it takes less than 2 hours.
Yeah. Hi, Fatma.
Hi everyone, how are
Yeah.
you?
Thank you for joining. Finally,
Thank
we
you.
had the Fatma.
Thank you for organizing these sessions.
Yeah, you are most welcome, and thank you so much to all of you that you have spared your time. I think we should start now because Zoom has a very limited time of 40 minutes,
Oh,
and we have to
okay.
cover all these things. Yeah.
You don't have the, what's that? The premium Zoom?
No, no, I don't have
Oh,
premium Zoom. Yeah.
okay.
I have another also a mock interview after this session, so I have to
Okay.
rush to that side. Right.
Okay, that's
Yeah. Good morning to everyone, and thank you so much for joining. And myself, Dr. Abdurazak Noori, I am Chevening scholar from Pakistan for the cohort 2025-26. And in this beautiful journey, I am pursuing Masters in Public and Environmental Health Sciences from University of Birmingham. Without wasting time, because we have only 40 minutes in Zoom, so let's introduce our panel, starting with Nasima.
Thank you, Dr. Abdelrazak. Well, my name is Nasima Gdrouj. I am a Chevening Scholar 2025-2026. I'm also a doctor of pharmacy and slash community pharmacist for the past 8 years. And right now I'm doing a master's degree in entrepreneurship and innovation management at the University of Liverpool. Thank you.
Thank you, Ananda. Yeah.
All right. Good morning, everyone. My name is Ananda. I'm from Indonesia, and currently I'm taking my study MSc AI and Government in the University of Birmingham, and I'm also a Chevening Scholar for this year. Thank you.
Thank you. Towards Fatima.
So, hi everyone, my name is Fatma Athman. I'm doing digital marketing analytics at Regent's University London. I chose this course based on my professional experience in this field. And yeah, I just want to say huge congratulations to those who made it to the interview stage from Iraq and from all over the world. I'm super excited today to share with you my interview experience, inshallah.
Thank you. Yes, Hamza.
Thank you so much, Razak, for this session. My name is Hamza, and I'm from Pakistan. And I'm currently doing masters in industrial engineering and operations management. And I chose this course and university because of my past experience working. I was working in a multinational organization back home in Pakistan for about 3 to 4 years. And I think me being here in Chevening is a testament that evening is not only given to people who have background in development sector. So if you're from a corporate sector, or if you, since I am an engineer, so this is an opportunity for engineers and people working in the corporate sector to be awarded with a scholarship. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Yes, Chevening is for all. And we will formally start this session with Nasima. We will go with part by part, like leadership with Nasima and other parts with other panelists. Yeah.
So I'll share my screen.
Yeah.
Can you see it?
Yes, it's visible.
One second. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. So we have done with the part of introducing ourselves. For the leadership essay, which is the part that I'm going to cover today, first of all, congratulations, like my colleague has already said. First of all, I'm gonna cover what the interview wants from you and what the questions they will ask about leadership in general. So he is actually testing whether you take initiative and whether people follow you. Do you have an impact? You don't have an impact? And have you created something that they can measure, like a change that is measurable? And can you scale your impact, whether in your country or in the world? And also, do you have a future leadership potential? That's basically what they are looking for to test. They are not most definitely, they are not looking to see whether you are passionate or smart or like a good person, like I have mentioned here on the slide. So when you go to the interview, go with a mindset that you are there to showcase your ability and yourself, selling yourself basically, but not, talking vague about your accomplishment or anything else. Just stay to the point and talk about your initiatives and use mostly what you have done, except of a part of who you are. Because leadership is not about titles. Like, you don't say that I am a doctor and just that's it, or I'm an engineer and that's it. You have to showcase what you have done as a doctor or what you have done as an engineer, because your title might be different from your experience or the impact you have left. Next slide. So for this slide, they will mostly ask you, the question is, what is leadership to you? That's what they have asked me at least. And how did you demonstrate leadership? So that's the question. And in order to answer that question, I have made this formula, which is you can answer it any way you like. There are so many ways to answer this question. You can answer it following the STAR method. I think Ananda will be covering that when he talks about his part. But you can answer it like chronologically, mentioning your achievement from 1 year to another. You can start like in 2016, I have did this, and after that I have done that and done that. And those experiences are linked together. They might be linked together, or they might be single experience, each single experience. So it doesn't matter how you answer this question, as long as you be consistent with the answer, not like citing an example from here and from there without anything that links them together. I have made notes here so I don't forget anything. Okay. And challenges. Okay. About the examples, you can mention one example and just detail that example, or mention so many examples. Like I did mention a lot of examples, but they were all linked together, or based, in my experience, it was based on chronological order. Like I started from this year, I have done this, and that made me learn those things, and I have left this impact. And then I went to this opportunity opened this thing that I have done opened the opportunity for other things, and I went from, it's like a chain of achievement that I have mentioned one after one. So you can do that. It's not wrong. And be careful not to rumble, and to not stray from the main purpose of the question. And like I have said, follow the STAR method. Also, I have mentioned here a method that you can follow, which is very effective, with examples from my own examples. Like you have to talk about the problem. It's the same as writing your essays, but when you speak about the essays, you don't want to mention too many things. You just want to focus on the main things. Like you can mention a lot of things during the essay, but the interview is short. Sometimes it's 20 minutes, sometimes it's an hour. It depends on the panelists. So you have to be mindful of that. So you can start with talking about an existing problem, like the example I have mentioned. In my hospitals often struggle to find blood donors quickly, putting patients at risk. And you, of course, you have to detail it a little bit. That's just a title of the huge problem. You have to talk about the problem like it's, sort of speak, it's like the end of the world for you. So talk about the problem, make it so huge, and then the action that you have did specifically that you have done. Like here in the example, make sure that you use the pronoun I instead of we, even if you're working within a team. So always I highlight your achievement within the team. And like say, for example, here, I created a blood donor database at my pharmacy, and I was the one coordinating with donors and tracking their availability. So that's one example. And thirdly, after mentioning the huge problem, your action toward the problem, you have to talk about the impact that the action has left. Like after doing this, over 7 years, you have achieved, like in this example, 200 plus donors with 60% responding during emergency, significantly improving access to blood. One thing you have to focus on is numbers, because panelists care about numbers. They care about the impact that is measurable, like I have mentioned in the slide before. So make sure to mention numbers, and not just talking vaguely or just saying that I have done this, but the impact must be measurable. After talking about the impact, you have also to say something related to this impact apart from the number, which is the influence. I mean, every action has to have a reaction, and the database that, like in this example, helped inspired community members to donate more blood and like minimize the shortage of blood. Just that's just an example. And after mentioning all those things, focus on the impact in the future. Like, how will you scale this after your master? Always link it to your master. Like, remind them always that you are doing this, you have done this impact that, and that is leading to this. But in the future, my master will help me scale this initiative to another, like something else. Always link it to your masters. So keep them always engaging that you are doing this for this. I hope that is all about this part. Yeah, I think that's all. So the next slide is what to not to say and what to focus on saying. Yeah, of course you can have the slides at the end, no problem. So what to not to say, you don't say that I am passionate about leadership, you have to show leadership. Don't say that I like helping people. I mean, don't detach your emotion at 100%, but like stay logical and stay, how to say it, someone with, I mean, you have to consider the panelist and how they think about you. You have to, I mean, read their body language. I mean, you can detect when they are bored, so you have to adjust your tone, or you have to skip parts that you think they will be more bored about. So you have to always be someone who is paying attention to the surrounding, not just like focus on one point and then speak. And yeah, that's it. So don't say those things, like don't talk about your life story like you're in a talk show, but focus on achievement. And yeah, that's it. So instead, use numbers. Mention the parts where you're resistant, show resistance, your outcome, and show long-term consistency, show influence over others, and show future national impact, which is something we have covered in the previous slide, but this just to stay on point. Like in the example here, in my rural pharmacy, we face drug shortage. That's another example I have mentioned, about 2 to 3 times per month, putting patient treatment at risk. And I organized exchange with 5 nearby pharmacy. That's the action. And partnered with delivery company. That's another action, to transport medication across regions, ensuring that's the impact, ensuring over 10 patients receive their prescriptions on time. And this system not only maintain continuous of care, that's the general impact of care, but also train 3 interns, which is another impact, to think creatively about problem solving. And after my master's, I plan to scale this in a nationwide system. So it's like you talk, but you always link it to the future. Okay, that's it for this slide. This is the last slide, so
Yeah, try to complete as soon as possible.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I took too much time, sorry. So, what makes you stand out as a candidate is to have clarity when you speak. So don't be a philosopher. Don't like say philosophical speech. Like, choose your examples wisely. You have to have ownership of what you have done. So always use I instead of we. Reflect, because when I mentioned before, don't be attached 100% with your emotion, but also you have to be emotional at some point when you talk about how the experience changed you as a person, because believe me, because panelists like to see the human part of you. They don't like just to focus on numbers. And you always have to be mindful of mentioning that your impact can be scalable, whether in your own country, and also link it to them. Link it always to the UK. Some people say don't, but some people really are mindful. If you can find something that you are doing and that can benefit both countries, that will be a huge point for you. Also, don't stress out. Be calm. They will give you water, so drink water and stay focused. You will always face smiley face, so don't worry. So what I want to say at the end, so you made it this far, so you're definitely worthy of being an achievement scholar. And yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Remember also that the first impression matter. So always be confident. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Nasima, for the wonderful thoughts. Yes, it's a leadership part that makes you different from the other traditional interviews. Like you should speak like a leader, and you should use the word I rather than we. Yeah. Now I would like to request Ananda to have its points on networking.
All right. Thank you, everyone. I think most of the part is already covered by Nasima, but now we're moving to the networking. And yeah, I want to set the context first because depends on your experience. I think networking is the most abstract part in the Chevening's journey, right? In when you're writing your essay and the interview section, because of that, I want to set the context why this networking is important part in your Chevening's interview. Because in the UK, networking is always part or always an important part of every event, even though it's just a training, even though it's seminar, it's always time for networking, and it's an important time because people really connect to each other in that moment. Even in 30 minutes, in 15 minutes, it's always connect with each other. And Chevenix also providing some kind of networking event from the start, like we get orientation to connect with each other around the world. And also during our study, there's a several event to connect with each other around the UK. So it's not always in the London, but sometimes it's in Cardiff, in other cities, something like that. But we always encourage to connect. And when we were going to come back to our home, there's a departure event, a final graduation to connect again after we study. So the thing is, connection and networking is as important as your study. I think from Chevening's point of view. Nah, so the thing is, what you want to highlight when you're uh, getting into your interview section is how you get the connection from start to the impact. Like, how do you start your connection? Do you want to get the connect with conventional method like say hi, or you want to connect with online method like join LinkedIn or something like that? You have to explain how do you start it. Like networking is always start from some point, right? And you have to explain how you start it, and then how you maintain that network. Like after you connect with people, do you maintain it, and how do you maintain it? Like when you first met, are you maintaining your relationship until now, and how do you maintain it? Because just knowing tons of people doesn't mean that you can maintain it, right? And this is the important part, that you have to maintain your relationship. And then the last one is you have to get some kind of beneficial to each other, like mutual benefits. How do you get to to help each other? Depends on your connection. Like, for example, when I'm meeting Dr. Razak, we just met, right? And we keep maintaining our relationship, like just saying hi and also like talking about something. And now we collaborate for doing this. This kind of some small example that you can say that this is the way you maintain your relationship with other and growth your network. All right. And then the additional points is because I think all of the shortlisted candidate will have this kind of example. You have to provide your additional points like institutional alignment. The way you network in the UK, it will be perfect if you can provide some example. Like for me, because I want to network in AI or data science, I said that I want to be part of Alan Turing Institute. Why? Because blah blah blah. And then I be more specific why I'm choosing University of Birmingham, because there's a center in University of Birmingham, it CAIG, and that's how I expand my network specifically. Not just I want to be friends with 100 of people, but I want to be friends with this one, and this one because of something that helps me in the future. And also, this is the cliche one I always hear from several people when why I want to be a Chevening scholar, because there's a lot of alumni I want to connect. But why? But who? You have to drop this specific name, like because of my vice minister in Indonesia is also Chevening scholars and become a Chevening scholar. I can connect with him, and that will help me to pursue my vision together with him. Without Chevening scholars, I don't know how to connect with him. Just for example, something like that. So please try to find your institute and try to find your inspiring alumni of Chevenings. And then I don't know how many times I have left, Dr. Razak.
Yeah, you can talk.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the interview part will be 15 to 30 minutes, so you have to be precise and also confident. That's why I provide this STAR method. Maybe you already know about this. And so every time you answer, like the Nasima said before, you can arrange your answer with the STAR method. So you try to explain the situation. Like for me, I'm researching AI governance at the University of Birmingham, and I see there's a gap between UK policy in the UK and Indonesia. That's why the task is I want to bring a strategic professional link with Alan Turing Institute, because that's how UK bridge the gap between the needs and the regulation. And the action is I want to attend Alan Turing Institute in the UK. Why? Because it's only in the UK. It's not everywhere else. And Alan Turing is the center of data science society in the UK. And the result, what I want to expect is I have a direct professional contact and invitation to follow up a policy roundtable or maybe a great collaboration in the future. And I really did this for the first month when I'm arrived here. So this is the vision that you want to bring with networking, and you have to give the evidence why this networking will be helping you in the future. And you can say it like less than 1 minute, right? So if you really know what you want to do, you can say it like in 1 minute, and the interviewer will understand what you want to say. So I think that's all from me. You can take my presentation later.
Thank you
Thank
so much,
you.
Ananda. And yeah, this is the networking, which will shows you like within the 20 minutes of the interview, they will judge you, your collaborating and networking skills. So, although we are running out of time, so I have planned another session immediately as this session will stop, then we can connect with that session. And I would now request Fatima to have her views on course part.
So yeah, I will talk about the studying in the UKSA, but I just want to check if we have any shortlisted candidates from Iraq with us here in the session. So I would say that, guys, I did my interview in Erbil, and the panel asked me 4 questions. The first was about my leadership skill, and the second about my networking skill, and the third one about the third one was like from studying it, why studying in the UK, and the fourth one was my career plans. For the studying in the UK, the panel asked me why UK, why I chose UK. So I answered this question by listing 3 points. The first point, the first reason was the quality of research and teaching. For the second reason, I mentioned like the networking opportunities. The third reason I mentioned the UK's cultural diversity. Then what I did, I get back immediately to each point. I mentioned more details. For example, the first point, the quality of research. For the quality of research and teaching in the UK, I mentioned there are collaborations between like influential institutions in the UK on my chosen UK universities. Also, I mentioned like things like there is like UK based online educational platforms. I had the plan to visit these online educational platforms when I'll be in London. I mean to visit them in person. The second point was like networking opportunities. And I had the opportunity to mention names of events, conferences, also like volunteering opportunities. I also mentioned university societies that I want to join, when I'll be in London as well. The third point, the UK's cultural diversity. Here I mentioned the historical places that I want to visit. Also, I mentioned the food that I want to try in the UK. I want to mention something here. All the things that I mentioned under each point was related either to my examples in the networking and leadership essay or to my career plan goals. So guys, please try to find the things that you are interested in and mention them under each point. Just show your personality and the things that you are interested in. Before I end, I just want to quickly mention 3 tips that I believe helped me to ace my interview. My interview. The first thing, please do your research. Research. I know you've done your research in the first stage when you were like writing your essays, but in this stage you still need to do your research and depend on the Chevening website as a main source of information to just like get insights and advice and go through all the tips and advice and articles exist in the website. The second thing that I want to mention: be yourself. Be authentic. Show the panel how passionate, how confident you are about the subject and the course that you want to study in the UK. The third thing I want to mention, please reread your application many times before you go to the interview. And also what I did here in this at this stage, I added more details to each example that I mentioned in my essay, in my leadership and my networking essay. I was thinking in case the panel will ask me follow-up questions, so I already have my ideas ready to answer any follow-up questions. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Fatima. And we have only 1 minute. And the same session, same link will be like we will join with the same link and same meeting ID and passcode. And we will hear lovely Hamza Khalid on the career part. So, and after
Perfect.
the Q&A session after his part. So I'm just ending. It's like 30 seconds to go. Thank you so much. See you in next session.
To you.
Thank you. Thank you, Hamza. Let me add all the participants. I think we should wait for a couple of minutes so that all participants should join.
Sure. So Zoom only allows like 40 minutes of session?
Yeah, 40 minutes for the like free session.
Hmm.
Mm.
I think the maximum number in our last call was around 34.
34.
So once we're above 30, let's just start.
Yeah. You're right. Nasima is there. Ananda is there. It is Fatima. Yeah. This is my like personal thoughts that career plan part is much more important in your interview session. Like they
Yeah.
want to hear from you that what you will do being a Chevening scholar for you, for yourself, for your country, and for your UK's interest in your country. This is, I think,
Yeah.
most important part. I think we should.
Shall we start?
Yeah. Thank you so much, Hamza.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Razak. I'll take over from now. And since I have more time now, I
Yeah.
can go on longer. Because in the meanwhile, I was just planning how can I shorten the answer
Yeah.
a bit to squeeze it under 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But yeah. So congratulations everyone who have made it to the interview stage. And if you've made it, that means that they already like you as a person. They already like your essays. And now they just want to meet you in person to put a face to your application and your essay. So just uh, be confident, go with your best self, prepare well for the answers, as my other fellows have mentioned about the leadership, networking, and why UK part. And similarly, I will be sharing how you can prepare for the career part better. So before I go on and discuss the career plan specifically, I just want to share a few tips, uh, which are very simple, and you might already know it, but I'm emphasizing on them since they're very powerful tips for answering these questions in the interview. So first of all, whenever you are asked to answer any question in the interview, start by thanking the interviewer and briefly repeating the question for like for example, I'll give you an example. If they ask you about your career plan, then you start by thank you for your question. You've asked me what I plan to do after returning to my home country. So this does two things. Like it gives you it shows confidence and structure, and also it gives you some time to prepare your brain to organize the answers that you've already prepared before coming to the interview. And the second part is, as my other colleagues have already mentioned, is use the STAR technique. I cannot emphasize on this more. The STAR technique is the best way to answer any question. And when I learned about it, I use it. I think I overuse it. I abuse it a lot. I mean, I use it in all of my answers and try to think of scenarios in which I can use the STAR technique while answering the question. So that's the two tips that I have generically, while for your answers, for all of the answers other than the career part as well. So now coming to the career plan section, you may be asked career questions in different forms, but the whole essence of all the questions is same. So I'll give you some examples of the questions. Some of them were asked to me, to my fellows. So the first question will be maybe, what are your plans for the next 5 to 10 years, right? The second question can be, what will you do in the first year after returning home? So if you see, both of these questions have similar um, uh, tonality, and similar essence. Like they want to understand what do you plan on doing when you go back home. And others can be like, how does this master degree fit into your long-term goals? Same, they're asking about your long-term goals, your short-term goals. So whenever you answer for the long term, you also touch base on the short-term goals and the medium-term goals. And lastly, something like, why did you, how will this degree that you are pursuing will help you achieve your career goals? So in this way, they have combined two questions or two parts into one. Like they've asked you about the university part, and now and the career part as well. So like they have combined it all together. So although the wording changes, your core answer should remain consistent, and your short term, medium term, and long term plan must connect clearly. And on all of these questions, you have to touch base in your on your long term goals, on your medium term, and your short term goals. For example, in the in my case, I wrote like in the first year after returning home, I clearly stated what role, what sector, or what initiative I plan to join. And this shows particularly practically that what you will be doing once you go back home. Then in the next 5 to 10 year period, explain how you aim to grow into that leadership role. For example, in my case, I wrote that my 5 to 10 year goal is to work with the organization. Like my short term goal is going back home, joining an SME, a small medium enterprise, and helping local businesses achieve manufacturing excellence or operational excellence, and increase their productivity and operational KPIs. And my medium term goal is to improve the exports of the Pakistan's manufacturing sector and bringing their manufacturing to up to standard of the global level, so that the more products can be exported. And finally, like if you ask if they ask about the long term goal, you explain the larger impact that you want to create. In my case, what I did was I told them how I want to build a consulting firm which will be helping all the local enterprises, all the local manufacturing organizations working in Pakistan to standardize their way of working to achieve operational excellence. So that's how you just frame the answer. And in the meanwhile, you can also use your examples, how you've done that in the past, maybe, or how the UK or your degree that you will be pursuing will be helping you in achieving your goals. Uh, I think another important point is always connect your master degree directly to your career goal. Explain what specific skills, knowledge, or exposure you will gain in the UK that you cannot easily gain at home. And be specific. Mention exposure, industry partnership, what UK might be doing in that specific field, in your specific field. For example, there is a Pakistan UK Business Forum that I mentioned in my answers while answering the career part. That I will be trying to connect with them to understand what they're doing in Pakistan. How can I help? And this can be beneficial both ways. So I mean, you link everything all together in the career part. And as Dr. Razak said, career is the most important part because this is where you show how you link all your leadership, networking, everything into your career. So how you will be networking with other people to achieve your career goals, how you will be utilizing your leadership to achieve your career goals. And when answering why you choose the UK, avoid general answers like better education. Instead, talk about practical learning approach, strong links between academia and industry, exposure to global leadership model, and diverse international Chevening network. I mean, you have to link everything again together, piece it together to show them how you plan on achieving your career goals once you return back home. And finally, the most importantly, always bring your answers back to Chevening. I think this again is a tip that has helped me a lot. In the final part, not just in the career part, but even in the leadership or networking answers, the final part should be a summary of how maybe your leadership skill will be helping you achieve your career goals, or how you're the perfect fit for Chevening. For example, what I wrote is Chevening will play a crucial role in helping me achieve the vision by providing to access world class education and industry expert and strong global network. By learning from leading UK institutions and collaborating with global leaders, I will return better equipped to drive meaningful change in my country. So, I mean, at the end of every answer, you have to link it Chevening, how getting a Chevening scholarship will be beneficial and will help you achieve your goals in the long term in the future. And it reinforces three things. Yeah, you need Chevening. Chevening adds value to your resume and your profile, and you will return home and create an impact. And again, Chevening is not just a funding for your education; it's an investment in future leaders who will return back home and contribute meaningfully. So you will have to make sure the panel they also understand how you plan on going back home and driving that change with the network that you will be able to create through Chevening and the leadership that you will be able to equip through Chevening. So yeah, that's about it from my end. I think we've been getting some questions in the chat as well. Razaka, do you want to take over?
I think we
Or
should,
maybe
if anyone wants to ask a question, they should raise their hands, or if the panelists can read from the chat and see if it's relevant to what the part they have presented, and then,
yeah.
yeah. Because Abdurazak has left for another meeting, but he is with us. Yeah.
Okay. So I'll just read through the chat if there are any related to the career goals. Okay, so there's this one question. When connecting the master's degree to your career goals, did you use your first career choice? So whatever you choose, I mean, all of the three choices will be within the same category, right? For example, I chose operations management, but all of my three choices were somewhat similar to each other. I mean, I did not choose a particular preference of university or a course to connect it with my career goal. I mean, I chose the holistic topic of how operation management will help me achieve my career goal. I hope that helps answer your question.
So I'll answer this question. Approximately how many questions were they in total? It depends on the timing of the panelist, and sometimes they ask one question in each category. Sometimes they ask follow-up questions, so they can stay with you in leadership. If you mention something that they require more information, they will add a follow-up question. Like if you mention an example, they want to go in details about it, so they will ask you other questions. So if I were you, I would not worry about how many questions they will ask me. I will go, I mean, just go prepared, because you already know the answers for any question. You should know that because you wrote the essays and it's your experience. So it's like you wrote the book and they read the book, they like the book, but now they want to meet the author. So you know everything that there is inside the book. So don't worry about the amount of question they will ask. Just no worry about. Don't worry in general. So don't panic. Worry about the how you will articulate, and even if you practice certain questions, how will you pivot those questions to serve that specific those answers, sorry, to specifically answer that question. Because sometimes when we prepare like this is the question, this is the answer, but they ask it differently, or they change some words, so you get lost. So go with the mindset that even if they change the the question, the form, the words, everything, you are ready. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, Nasima, I would like to add one more thing. The length of your interview does not dictate if you will be selected or not, because this is also a misconception. If you
Yes.
have a longer interview, then that means they were really interested in you and they want to select you. And if you have a shorter interview, you automatically assume that you won't be selected. So that's definitely not. Another question that is related to this, and I will answer it. I read it in the chat. This is not an English test. You won't get judged of how you pronounce words, how do you speak English. They are the panelists. They're very open. They're very cozy. If like it almost feels like you are having a conversation sitting among friends. So be carefree. Don't assume that you will be judged for your English or how you speak English.
Also, I
I
would
think
like to add one thing. If they stop you, don't worry, because they stopped me and nothing happened. So if they stop you, don't worry. That means that you are talking too much and they have a time limit. That's it. And if they take notes, also don't worry, because it's good. It's a good sign if they are taking notes. That means that you are saying something really important that is worth taking notes of.
yeah.
Yeah. Also, other panels, you can choose any question and you answer it. Just
Yeah, I
not.
think Hasimi already raised hand, the first one, and then Ola, and then Pas.
I
Can
don't know.
you
In
skip?
I'm using my phone right now, so I don't
All
see.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, hi.
So,
Thank you for this session. I have a question. The last year, they required from the applicants to only mention in the essays the first choice. So I mentioned the UCL, MSc in clinical pharmacy. The problem is that at this stage, I don't know the UCL require application fee, which is £90. Now, as I am applying for the universities, I applied for my second choice and third choice, but the problem is that UCL have a large amount of application fee. And I do not have the ability to pay it. So and I will send for the UCL an email, so to give me a fee waiver. But if they do not give me a fee waiver and I cannot pay this amount of money, what should I do? And what should I answer the panel if they ask me about the first choice, which is the UCL? Thank you.
okay, maybe I'll try to answer. Yeah. The first one is the panel will not ask you about your offer letter until that part, because it's your assignment after you get selected. So you don't have to worry about that in the interview section. In the interview, you just have to answer the question based on your essay, right? What you have to explain is why do you choose your first choice. That's all. And
Uh-huh. Yeah.
for the waiver application, it depends on you. Some of my friends are try to pay it first because you have a very short window, right? After you get your final award letter, no, after you get selected, and until you have to submit one of your uh, option with unconditional letter. So, but if you can find any agent that provide waiver for UCL if there's any in your country. So, like for me, I will put it on the chat box later if you can find something like that in your country. But you don't have to worry about that, I guess. Hamza or Nasima, would you like to add?
Nothing for me. You have done a great job.
Yeah. Uh, can we move forward to the next question? Who wanna go first?
How we know?
Hello.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
got my
Nasima.
hand raised. Thank you so much. I joined quite a bit later, and I heard you talking about how questions might be intertwined or might be implicit. So, what is the tip to know that this question is not only about this, but it may imply something else? For example, when they ask you a question about your long-term goal, you've got to say about the short term and the medium term. This is my first question. Am I allowed to ask a second?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Yeah. My second is that when I was applying for the Chevening, I was quite a bit late, and I chose a university. It was the University of Bristol, and my field of study is special and inclusive education. So
Hmm.
I chose it as my second university choice, and after I had to apply for the universities. When I entered the official website of Bristol, I noticed that they do not have special and inclusive education for 2027 because that was for 26 for those who are currently studying there. So I had to change the university of Bristol to go for University of Nottingham, and I received like three conditional offers. For now, I've got to do the test. Is it right to give this as the reason? The fact that I did not know that I did not notice that it was for the past year courses.
Hmm. I'll take this one. To answer your first question, there will be questions which are related to two themes at the same time. For example, career and leadership. So for this, what you will have to do is prepare examples beforehand. Like other than the example that you've already mentioned in your essays, you should have 3 to 4 extra examples which states your
Okay.
leadership, networking, and your resilience stories. So that way, whenever you have a question which you feel like it lies on in both the categories, you can use those examples to
Mhm.
maybe give them an idea about your leadership or networking skill, and simultaneously then you go on with the answer that you've already prepared for the UK or for the career part. So that way you can
Okay.
combine both of them. But this is a tip for everyone. Have examples on this pair to maybe if some question pops up which you've not prepared. So you should have an example for the networking and the leadership. Not just don't just rely on the example that you've already stated in the essay.
Okay.
Uh, for your second question, I did not change any of my universities during the interview stage. I mean, if any other panelists who have done it, they might be able to help a bit more. But I know a few friends who did it, and this seems like a genuine example, a genuine reason for to change your university. And they don't they do ask about why do you want to change, but they're not very strict about it. I mean, you
Mhm.
can state this reason that this it wasn't you they weren't providing inclusive education in 2027. That's why I had to move forward with this university. Uh,
Okay.
does anyone else in the panel want to build up on this if they've
So,
changed their university in the interview stage?
okay, I have changed one of my universities. It was the third one. My first choice was
Mhm.
the University of Liverpool. The second was Sussex, and the third was Nottingham. But when I was applying, Nottingham was with the. I think that it was they asked for money. That's why I changed my mind about it. Not because it's not a good
Mhm.
university, but I didn't want to pay for my yeah. To be honest,
I'll be offended.
yeah.
Yeah.
For no other
Mhm.
reason, it's a great university, but that's what I wanted to change it. So I chose
Mhm.
Birmingham City University instead, and I applied. So by the time I reached the interview stage, I had
Mhm.
three unconditional offer. I had three unconditional offer from those three universities. And
Mhm.
while I mean during the interview, the first question before they asked me anything, before they asked me to introduce
Mhm.
myself, they said, "Do you have you ever have you do you want to change the university?" I told them that I want to change this to this. They didn't ask
Mhm.
me why or anything, nothing. But if they ask you, you can don't say that because of my reason. Don't say that, but
Okay.
say
Okay.
something like reasonable, like it. something like I have found that like for example, the university Y is better in this side than the universe. After doing some research, I found out that like something like that. But don't say that because of
Okay.
they ask for money to, yeah. Something else,
Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
and something else during the examples. I mean, you have to test the surrounding while you're answering. If you think that they are not satisfied with you can see them in their faces. If they are not satisfied with
Mm.
one example, two example, you can mention more, but always mention the example that are start with the strongest example. Then and also uh, don't underestimate any example. Any example can matter if you know how to express yourself, or if you want how to explain it well. Highlight the important things,
Yeah.
like using the star method, or the one that I have mentioned in the slide, the first one. So nothing is don't underestimate any example. I
Okay.
hope that
Thank
answers.
you. Yeah. Thank you so much.
I think pass.
It's about IELTS. There is a question about IELTS. Who wants to take it? How we know that will I select or not to start IELTS preparation?
I think it depends on you because there's a Chevening selected candidate from my country that not becoming a Chevening scholars because they don't have IELTS. They don't. He doesn't have the IELTS, and based on that, he cannot get the unconditional letter, right? So, uh, so for me at least, you have tried to do your IELTS prediction test bef- right now, so you know how many time you have to spend to get the enough score for your unconditional letter, right? Yeah. But if you are just starting your IELTS preparation after you've been selected, I think the time is very tight for you for that. So I think uh, right now is the best time to start. But for taking the IELTS, it's depend on your budget, on your preparation, on your plan also. So I think it's back to you.
And also, um, if you think that you don't have good English, or your communication skills are poor, don't worry, because they are not testing your language. Just stick to simple sentences like subject, verb, object. I mean, make it so simple but understandable. Like, don't over use fancy words, or just be
Yeah.
simple. Be simple in your delivery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chevening.
Who wants to take the question that how to introduce yourself, and how long or short, I mean, you should be.
Sorry. Or where is it?
It's Could you share about the introduction part of the interview? How long, short was it?
Oh, okay. So
It's
some of my friends using a gimmick, some kind of funny things or uh some kind of memory something like quiz, or but I don't think it's important. The most important thing is you be confident. You take like 30 seconds of your time to explain about yourself, about your experience, and why you need to be selected as Chevening scholars. I think that's the three important part, and yeah, that's all. You don't
Yeah.
have to
I think I
overthink about
also
it.
sorry, yeah. I also
Yes.
agree on that part. But in my case, I answered in like 2 to 3 minutes. I started off by thanking them for providing me this opportunity, and I'm really happy to meet you guys in person. So that just shows how you are an energetic and a welcoming person. So you just thank them for the opportunity and how excited you are to give this interview and be a part of the Shevening community, and then just state your name, what have you studied in the past, what have you done in the past. For example, I was a student representative in my final year during my university, so I told them about it. And what I did, I acted as a liaison between university administration and the students. And the project that I did, I reduced the menu cost by 10% by through menu optimization and vendor negotiation. So these are like state what you've done, your experience with an example, what you've achieved. And again, how I think Nasima mentioned, how Fatma mentioned, how Ananda mentioned, numbers are very important. Like, right, starting from the introduction stage, give them the numbers. What have you done? Like, I told them I have reduced 10% of the cost of the menu. I mean, you start giving them numbers, then you go to your next experience, whatever you've worked on and what projects you've done. Again, quantify them, quantify your achievement, quantify your KPIs. So that's where, and by in the end of the answer, you just have to state how Chevening is the right fit for you, and you are the right fit for Chevening, and how will you achieve your future goals when you once you have the Chevening scholarship.
Thank you, Hamza. So there is another question about the mock interview. I don't think you need to do mock interview for. I mean, some people advise to do it, but in my case, I used AI for the mock interview. So you can use AI to generate questions. You can give the prompt of your essay and ask the AI to generate questions that might be asked during the interview, and then it will give you small answers. You can build on those answers, use them as a reference, but you can always add on. So AI is very important if you know how to use it, and don't be I mean use it. You have it, so use it. Yeah.
So use it, don't abuse it.
Yeah, use it, don't abuse it. Yeah.
I think Bruno has a question. He has his hand raised for quite a while. Bruno, if you are there with us, can you ask your question?
Hello, guys. I'm Bruno
Hello.
from Brazil. I have a problem with one of my referees that he didn't reply me back now. And actually, it was kind of good because he was a professor from a long, long time ago because I graduated like 10 years ago. So, and it wasn't related to my field. I just uh, I was in a hurry and I thought about him because he's a international professor. So, but actually, he's not the best example. So now I have to change my referee, and uh, I may think about it because I have another professor, but it's from my networking, my work, but he is not. He wasn't my boss. I just met him during the industrial field that I work, energy sector here in Brazil. But uh, his awareness about my work and my accomplishment, and but I never have this related boss employee or employee with him. Um, why I say that? Because I'm applying, but I didn't set anything in my company yet, so I didn't want to get my real boss to give me the letter because there is envy, there is something around. I don't want to mention it because I'm in a public sector, and you know.
So
So
Got it, Bruno.
you got it?
yeah.
Nasima,
Yeah.
yeah, Nasima, do you want to take this?
So I don't
The
think.
other the other letter is very strong. The other letter is very strong because we work together. It's an example that I put my letter, so it's safe.
So
But
based
there
on
is
my understanding of your story, you have two referees. One is your boss, and one is your previous academic teacher. And you lost contact with the academic teacher, and now you're asking if you have to change the referee. That's the question, right?
yeah, this is the question. But my referee is not my boss. I said that
They
I
will not.
can't ask my. boss because in my company.
Bruno, the thing is, they will not care if it's your boss, as long as it's not your friend, your best friend or family. That's okay, because what they care about is how that person explains your leadership skills. That's what they care about. So it doesn't have to be your teacher or it can be your colleague. It can be someone who you have worked with. Or worked under for 1 year, less than that. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to be like your teacher, because I have cited 2 examples. One was my coach and one was my colleague. So and they didn't even check, because I have asked them if they checked. They didn't even check. So I don't think you should change it, but you should also contact your professor, to just in case if they emailed him or something.
Perfect. We just have enough time to take one last question. So, Abdus Sabur, if you can ask your question quickly and we'll try to answer it.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much, Hamza and the other panelists. So I'm Abd Sabur from Algeria. I was in the reserve list last year, and I want just to ask you, depending to your experience or to your networking or communication with the other scholars and Cheveners, what may be the main reasons to not be upgraded from a reserve? I don't want to change a lot of things in my answers and in my strategy for the interview. However, I think that I should change something. I should detect what was the mistakes. So depending to you, what are your advices? What are your tips about that? What are the main points that I should take in consideration or I should reconsider for the interview this year? Thank you.
Can I take that, or?
Yeah, Nasima.
So,
Go ahead.
Abdul Sabur, if you, I mean, no one has witnessed your interview, so we don't know the details, but it depends. If you mentioned examples that you think they are not strong enough, so don't mention them again. But again, you have been, I mean, selected for the interview this year. That means you have changed your essays, and your essays are good. So stick with the examples you have mentioned in the essays and try to be more specific when you answer. Don't like talk too much about other stuff. Focus on the future, on the main things you are about to say, the examples. You highlight your potential, highlight your capabilities, the things that you have done more. So focus on what's essential, and don't be how do you say it? I don't know what went wrong in your interview. So because during the interview, sometimes we panic and we forget to mention important things, and we stick to things that we think, I mean, things that are not. So this time it's you who will evaluate yourself. I think from my point of view, you will evaluate yourself, because no one were there. Yeah. So if you have a follow-up question to this answer, please do.
Yeah, thank you, Nasima. Thank you. Thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much.
Yeah.
It's enough for now.
Also, you can we can have a chat afterwards, because on WhatsApp, and you can tell me more about.
Yeah. I will reach out definitely.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Perfect. Good luck, everyone. Thank you so much for the panelists and for everyone else to join. I mean, I know people have a lot of questions. They can reach out to us on LinkedIn. And yeah, we'll share. Maybe you can get our LinkedIn from Dr. Razak's LinkedIn profile. And even if some questions you have relevant to someone, then you can ask them there. Thank you so much. We are about to end the call. Bye bye.
Bye bye. My LinkedIn is my name, by the way, so you can reach out as well.
My LinkedIn is also my name. Bye.